Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
The Sultanate celebrates the first day of blessed Eid al-Fitr.
من خلال تشريع في بنيتها متحدتها وتصوراتها وإلى سلوك الأحكام والآداب.
And the blessed Eid al-Fitr celebrations vary in the wilayas of the Sultanate. Live from the news center of the Sultanate of Oman television, here we present to you tonight's news bulletin. Eid Mubarak. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of condolences to His Excellency President Ma'moon Hussein of Pakistan on the victims of the fire that erupted after an oil tanker overturned in central Pakistan. His Majesty the Sultan has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Ismail Omar Guelleh of Djibouti on his country's independence anniversary. Today, Sultanate celebrated the first day of the blessed Eid al-Fitr. His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud al-Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, this morning performed Eid al-Fitr prayers at Al-Khor Mosque in Muscat. Along with His Highness, the prayer was also performed by a number of Their Highnesses, Their Excellencies, the Ministers, Advisors and Senior Personalities. Honorable Sheikh Dr. Ishaq bin Ahmed al-Busaidi, Chairman of the Supreme Court and Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Judiciary Council, led the prayer. He also delivered Eid sermon in which he spoke about security being lived in the Sultanate, saying it is a grant from the Almighty tied with reason stopped by worship to Allah, following the path of Sharia and keeping away from sins. He also said for keeping these bounties and observing rights of the homeland, preachers and educators should assume their role in containing events, calming emotions and opening channels of objective and quiet dialogue with the youth to steer their emotions and to harness their energy in serving the nation. Then he requested Almighty Allah to protect the country, to preserve the Sultan, aid him with rights, endure him with wisdom and success, preserve him, and to return these and similar occasions for many, many years to come as His Majesty enjoys health and happiness.
النظر إلى سلوك العبادات التي أمر الله تعالى بها وإلى سلوك الأحكام والأخلاق والآداب التي شرعها في كتابه العزيز وحض عليها رسوله العظيم. فالله تبارك وتعالى قد دعا إلى الوحدة وحذر من الفرقة، وقال تعالى: إن هذه أمتكم أمة واحدة وأنا ربكم فاعبدون. عباد الله، إن وحدة الأمة الإسلامية وتآلفها وترابطها تقوم على مبادئ الأمر بالمعروف والنهي عن المنكر. يقول عز من قائل: ولتكن منكم أمة يدعون إلى الخير ويأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر وأولئك هم المفلحون.
We would like to bring to the attention of our viewers in the Sultanate that this moment is the time of Maghrib prayer. In the Governorate of the Far, His Excellency Sayyid Mohammed bin Sultan al-Busaidi, Minister of State and Governor of the Far, performed the prayer of blessed Eid al-Fitr at Sultan Qaboos Masjid in Salalah. Along with His Excellency, the prayer was also performed by a number of Their Excellencies as well as a number of State and Shura Councils, senior civil and military officials, sheikhs, dignitaries and a large crowd of citizens and residents in the Governorate of the Far. The prayer was led by Musallam bin Ali al-Mashali, Imam and preacher of Sultan Qaboos Mosque in Salalah. He also delivered Eid ceremony in which he focused on many meanings and lessons delivered from solidarity, cooperation and mercy among Muslims, requesting the Almighty Allah to preserve His Majesty and to return this happy occasion on him for countless years and to continue to endure him, His Majesty, with health and happiness.
أن يحجم بعد إقدام ويعلن ألفنا فيه صلاة القيام.
The Sultanate celebrates Happy Eid al-Fitr today. Oman has unique, distinctive aspects during Eid days. The Eid is prevailed here by smiles on the faces of children and the grown-ups alike. On this blessed day, the Arab and Islamic nations gather in mourning and perform the Eid prayers, embodying the meanings of brotherhood and solidarity. They also get inspired by the holy month of Ramadan to cooperate for the goodness of humanity and get rid of disputes and hatred. On this day, Muslims exchange greetings while praying to Almighty to return such occasions on Arab and Islamic nations with omens, blessings, glory, and reconciliation. Eid celebration features are numerous in the Sultanate. It starts with purchases for Eid in an event called Eid Habta, which are held for a few days before the advent of Eid al-Fitr all over the Sultanate, where people buy livestock, Omani halwa, clothes, and other needed items. During the first day of Eid, people wear their new clothes, greeting family members and neighbors with feeling of solidarity, love, and closeness. People gather to have meals especially prepared for the occasion, topped by ursiya, Omani halwa, and other local dishes.
على الكل هذه المناسبة بجوامع الإحسان وكليات الخير، وأن يؤلف بين هذه القلوب ووحد صفها.
As the Sultanate celebrates the Happy Eid al-Fitr, there are some customs and traditions practiced in various governorates of the country. In the governorate of South al-Batina, the last days of the holy month of Ramadan witnessed Eid Habtas or Eid local markets to enable locals to buy their needs of Eid request. In the first day of Eid, public majlis hosted people of the village to greet each other on this happy occasion and have some Eid dishes, top of which is Omani halwa. A youth market organized for children during their Eid days is another feature of Eid. They buy some local sweets, nuts and toys. Bukhur and frankincense are always present in every Omani house during Eid days. Traditional games and competitors are also organized during happy days of Eid. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and still to come in our news bulletin. Al-Jabal al-Akhdar in the governorate of Al-Dakhiliya is the first tourist destination during summer season. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. And now we go all the way to the United Kingdom. British Prime Minister Theresa May struck a deal today to prop up her minority government with the support of a small Northern Irish Protestants party. After May lost her majority in Parliament on June 8th with the failed gamble on a snap election, she tried to secure the backing of the small Democratic Unionist Party DUP and its 10 lawmakers, though talks had dragged on for more than 2 weeks. May and DUP leader Arlene Foster presided at the signing of a deal at Downing Street today. The DPU's Jeffrey Donaldson and the Conservatives' Gavin Williamson signed the deal that will run for the life of the current parliament, due to end in 2022. As part of the deal, May agreed to increase spending in the province by £1 billion over 2 years, while the DUP agreed to support May on her budget, Brexit laws, national security and her overall legislative plan. And now to South Korea. South Korean Foreign Minister Kang Kyung-won said today that Seoul has no intention of reversing its agreement with Washington over the deployment of the U.S. Missiles Defense System THAAD Terminal High Altitude Area Defense to the Korean Peninsula. She made the remarks at a forum in Seoul organized by U.S. Foreign Policy think tank, the Center for Strategic and International Studies, along with South Korea's major daily newspaper, Jong-ang. Kang said her government would go through due process to gain public support and maintain a strong alliance with Washington. Regarding reopening the Kaesong Industrial Park, which the previous administration shut down in February 2016, following North Korea's continuous missiles and nuclear provocations, Kang said the government would consider it only under certain circumstances. Energy firms rose in Asia today as another increase in oil prices eroded last week's hefty losses, but investors are getting tetchy as Donald Trump struggles to pass his healthcare bill, raising concerns about his economic agenda. Crude jumped to more than 1%, extending gains into a third straight day after being pummeled to 10-month lows on Wednesday on fears that output cuts by OPEC and Russia will fail to avert another global supply glut. Adding to the upward pressure for oil is the crisis in the Middle East, where Saudi-led blockade of Qatar has fueled concerns of possible conflict. West Texas Intermediate and Brent North Sea oil were up 50 cents, closing at prices of $43.51 and $46.04 per barrel, respectively. Al-Jabal Al-Akhdar in the Governorate of Al-Dakhiliya represent the first tourist destination in the governorate, especially during summer season, due to its attractive natural features and moderate temperatures. It has many touristic potentials due to the variety of its topography. The tourism movement to Al-Jabal Al-Akhdar increases year after year. It can be reached by using four-wheel vehicles through a mountainous road that starts from the Niaba of Barkat al-Moz. More than 50,000 tourists visited Al-Jabal Al-Akhdar last year. Touristic facilities which had been constructed during the last few years represent a qualitative leap in terms of services provided to tourists and visitors. The natural features of the place remained the main factor to activate the internal tourism investment or movement, especially during different holidays. And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Partly cloudy skies will prevail over coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains, with chances of intermittent drizzle. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies. Winds will be northwesterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
The Sultanate celebrates the first day of blessed Eid al-Fitr.
من خلال تشريع في بنيتها متحدتها وتصوراتها وإلى سلوك الأحكام والآداب التي شرع هذه أمتكم أمة واحدة.
And blessed Eid al-Fitr celebrations vary in the wilayas of the Sultanate. And with that, we come to an end of tonight's news bulletin. From the entire news team and myself, we all thank you for joining us. Wish you a pleasant evening and Eid Mubarak.